A very warm welcome to Changemaker20. I'm Anugya Srivastav, and we are back with a new Changemaker Journey session with Ashutosh Singhal under the theme Social Justice and Inclusion titled Infrastructure and Digital Accessibility. Before we before we begin, I would like to introduce Ashutosh Singhal first. Ashutosh is partially and late blind due to retinitis pigmentosa, a rare and dangerous eye disease. He completed his graduation in political science from Shyamlal College, Delhi University, where he served as president of the Unable Unit. Notably, he achieved the distinction of being the first disabled student to take his exams on a computer utilizing Hindi typing. Currently, Ashutosh is pursuing his MA is his master's in political science from Hindu College. His passion lies in advocating for the rights of persons with disabilities, particularly in the realm of ICT law and accessibility laws. A dedicated advocate, he has established a unique platform named Accessibility World on WhatsApp, aimed at facilitating the reporting of inaccessibility issues. Through this initiative, Ashutosh encourages users of assistive technology to bring attention to and address accessibility challenges by engaging with developers. His unwavering commitment is focused on fostering an inclusive digital environment that caters to the needs of every individual, regardless of their disabilities. Now, I would hand over to uh, Ashutosh to talk further about accessibility.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me this chance. First of all, I would like to tell I will speak in English, but my English is not so good, so please pardon for my bad English. Um, First of all, I would like to talk about accessibility basics. If we talk about infrastructure accessibility, let's suppose a building is there, and building is so big and colorful and will be in the end means beautiful, and one day one wheelchair user go there, but he she can't use that building because there is no ramp there. uh, so wheelchair user can't use that, and if uh, um, ramp will be there, so wheelchair user can go there and use that for his her purpose. um, if we talk about ramp for non-disabled user, so it is also beneficial for them, like if they have any uh, wound in their leg, so they can use that time that ramp. Then come on the point of lift. One day one blind person go there, but blind person can't use that lift because there is no audio option in their building, no braille label is there on the buttons. So if that options are available, so blind person can use that lift. If we talk about use of data features for the non-disabled, so if they are using their phone, so they can even hear that where are they, where have they arrived. If buildings, if a lift is come with a display, so any speech impaired also can use that. If um, speech impaired means who can't speak as well as who can't listen, that is all means who can't listen also come in speech impaired as per my limited information. So non-disabled can use that lift, so they can see where they have arrived. So this is the basic uh, accessibility of infrastructure. um, if we talk about digital accessibility, so so many websites are not accessible, they have only visual captcha, not any accessible captcha for the screen reader users. so we can't use those website until and unless we solve the captcha. So accessible captcha they don't make because they are not aware. So what do I mean by accessible captcha? Accessible captcha come audio captcha, math captcha, and so many I am not a robot type captcha, etc. So if website is screen reader compatible, so one can use, and a website developer also can get profit from that, because uh, website developer can get more users from that uh, accessibility accessibility compatible website. And at the same time, a developer is using a law, is following all the laws regarding accessibility, regarding disability, and yeah. And okay, come if we talk about infrastructure accessibility, a lot more, like if so many parts are not tactile friendly. If they have tactiles, so they don't they tactiles on the sometimes what happens on the footpath, there are street um, food, so tactiles is occupied by that. And sometimes poles are also there. So that is also means tactile is not for the design, it is for the use for blind and partially blind users. So it is not a design. Okay. And okay, if we talk about population, sometimes accessibility is not followed, because they think about why should we follow accessibility, why should we provide accessibility. So what's the problem? They think population is so less of disabled people. Let's think about how many population do we have. um, 10 crore, 20 crore, 30 crore, 40 crore? Not. We have across the world, disabled population is more than 130 crore. We are more than 13 billions. 16% population is disabled across the world according to World Health Organization. What about Indian data? uh, Frankly speaking, we don't have any proper data of our disability. We have, according to 2011 census, we have 2.6%, 2.1% population is disabled, and 2.1% is 2 crore 60 lakhs. And but that data has limitation, because it is uh, uh, only covering seven disabilities. And in 2016 RPWD Act, we have 21 disabilities now. So that's why we don't have any proper data. So as I told, we disabled population across the world is more than 130 crores. So it matters. And I would like to give a quote, like accessibility is not a charity, accessibility is a law. So it is uh, it should be follow, strictly follow. Okay. And like I would like to speak about more points. Okay, if a disabled person born, so generally disabled person will go in the study. So what happens, so many times disabled person go in the special institutions. So special institutions are good, but it is not very good for the disabled, because they don't get opportunity to meet many non-disabled. So there comes in inclusive education. So what we are doing in India now, so we are uh, uh, we are opening more doors for inclusive education. We are focusing on inclusive education, but there are so many problems, like teachers are not aware about disabled students. They don't know much about it. They don't have any proper training that how to teach them. If any deaf people go there, so they don't know how to teach them, because they don't know sign language, and they don't have any sign language interpreter as well. And what about blindness? So if go any blind people go there, so they don't know how to teach. They face issue to teach on the blackboard. They don't used to teach blackboard as per the blind requirement. They made they used to make a diagram, but they don't describe. So what have we blind face problem, so we can aware one time, two time, we can ask one time, two time to provide audio description and tell teach as per our need. But we can't ask more than that, because it's it is very bad. Yeah. So and the teachers is also facing problem, like they don't have proper training, because they don't get in so many institutions it seems. What about readings? Like up to 12th class, readings are mostly accessible. Credit goes to Sugamya Pustakalaya. So, but after 12th class, it's we see readings are not accessible. Books are not accessible. Our syllabus is not accessible. um, Especially in like political science honors, uh, means where blind people don't go much, don't study much. STEM educations, science, technology, engineering, maths, so their books are not accessible. uh, because who makes book accessible, they think like they are we these books are not using much by disabled people, so why should we make it, why should we waste our resources on that? But this is not a case. They should make accessible. And the thing is, they should get more donations so they can make accessible books properly. And the issue one issue is also there regarding a study. Like when a disabled go in the examination, what happens, if a blind, so a blind can go give their exam through laptop. But what happens, um, uh, uh, there is policy that we can give our exam through computer. But what happens, policy implementation is very hard. Mostly where we give our exam, they are not aware about it, that we can give our exam through computer. So they tell there is no such type of rule. So what we have to do, we have to show some type of that um, UGC guidelines and scribe guidelines, that we can give our exam through computer, braille, Zoom, through Zoom, means my magnifier, and so many ways we can give. But uh, they don't follow our that rules, because they are neglecting. They are not used to see this type of things. And they're not aware, because they don't have even training about it. So, and even they lack to provide accessible question papers. They don't know how to make it. So and even they in a master's level, they don't provide computer as well. So we can give our exam through computer. What happens in masters, if we have laptop, so that time only we can give our exam through computer. Neither they will not provide. So this is also a problem. And what happens, our NGO should also focus on this. What happens, we mostly blind took help of uh, it means we give our exam through computer, through scribe. But the problem with the scribe, like we don't get easily scribe, because scribe guidelines tell like it should not be senior, it should not be from the same subject, some types of things like that. But uh, and it should not be our blood relation. So it is also a problematic thing, because uh, in nowadays everyone is busy and no one is ready to give 3 and 4 hours to us, and they charge very costly from us, like 500, 600, 700. That's why I come on the computer exam, but there I am also facing these type of problems. And next thing is, now come on the point of tech companies, like who can provide accessibility to us. I would like to point out more on, give light on more on digital accessibility. So what happens if there is a video, if it has a audio description, so any blind can use. If any non disabled is also using that, so non disabled can take benefit of, if a non disabled is using is doing some work, and if um, um, non-disabled has a issue in eyes, means some type of paining, like that, so that sighted person can use it. And if so it is also beneficial for both sighted as well as blind. If we talk about transcribe, caption, subtitles for the speech impaired. Uh, so if it is provided, so any speech impaired can use it, and speech impaired can enjoy the video. As well as on the same hand, any non-disabled can also use it, like due to noisy environment, language issue, um slow internet, so non-disabled can also use it. So means accessibility is beneficial for the both side, not only for disabled as well as non-disabled. So it should be provided by each and every company. So what happens about if we talk about global companies, tech giants like Google has a accessibility team. They provide from Ireland and America. But what happens? They only provide in um these teams in English language. Their email service is English, Germany, Portugal, Brazil, Portuguese, Spanish, French. But they don't provide any single language of India. So what I am focusing on India, according to World Health Organization, India has more than 1 crore 90 lakhs severe blind cases. So we are capital of blind according to World Health Organization. So even though Google is not providing any a single Indian language, same with the others company, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Spotify, means their accessibility team is not in Indian languages. They are not providing any single language of India. If we talk about accessibility team, what is accessibility team? So accessibility team, like if any non-disabled get problem in their any, let's take example of mobile. So she will you call to service provider, to customer service. So customer service will try to solve his her issue. But what happens with us, we use assistive technology like talkback, TTS, basically screen reader, and no the speech impair use caption, transcribe, means they use their assistive technology. So customer service team doesn't have proper training about it, and they don't get a solution easily from our about our issue, because uh, if we use talkback, so our mobile um, function is different from a non-disabled mobile. A little bit are changing, but we mostly rely on screen reader. So whenever we face any problem in screen reader due to technical issue, or sometimes we also get issue, so at that time they can't solve our issue. So that's why accessibility teams come here. So accessibility team is trained about disabled issues, they are trained about assistive technology, and they can solve our issue. If they can't solve our issue at the same time, so they write note our issue, and they try to solve in the future updates. um, but what happens with companies like Samsung don't provide any accessibility team in India. They have accessibility team in USA, Canada, UK, etc. But their company is not that accessibility team is not liable for Indian users and others part where accessibility team is not available. Because what happens, companies like Samsung, so they are very they are thinking about only law there, wherever they are providing that accessibility team. So that's why they are providing. But in India and other world where accessibility team is not available of Samsung, they think there is not proper law. If there is proper law, so no one is raising any issue, so they don't provide simply. But on the another hand, some responsible companies, little bit responsible companies like Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Spotify, they provide. Apple, means iPhone, they provide their accessibility team to us, even though they don't have any in-person team in India, but they provide. So what I want to tell, like companies should, must, ought to, or have to provide this type of accessibility uh, needs to their disabled users, because this is a proper law in India as well. So they can't deny to any disabled that you are very less in population, we don't have much users of disabled, so we will not provide this team to you. This should not be any case. What is happening with Samsung as well, they don't have any they have an this it seems with so many companies like Twitter, uh, Samsung, Microsoft, like they either they don't have any team on the Twitter or other social media of accessibility team, or they, if they have, even their Twitter account is not verified. I would like to give an very good an example of Twitter. Twitter accessibility team is available on Twitter, but their account is not verified by Twitter. This is a surprising thing, right? Twitter, same company, same accessibility team, but the data is also not verified by Twitter. So we can think about accessibility seriousness of these type of global tech giants. Uh, and what happens if any person raise this type of issues, they don't reply. What happens like with WhatsApp? We can take example of WhatsApp. WhatsApp has accessibility team, but they don't either they don't reply, uh, or they, if they reply very absurd, like my friends and I email to them, but they replied very robotic answers, like you are not using official WhatsApp, send the WhatsApp number. When we send, they ask again, you are not using official WhatsApp. If sometimes they reply like clear the cache, clear the data. This is a replied of accessibility team. They are proper trained. If we are raising any issue, they should provide proper answer of that. About next problem, there is a app named Sugamya Bharat. It made for reporting accessibility issues, but what is happening? It is also not accessible. OTP doesn't come. Uh, that first page of audio and screen reader compatible, that come always, even though we have already set up. And third issue is like language selection part is also inaccessible. So you can know means which app is made for reporting accessibility issues. It is also not accessible due to technical reasons. So this is a very strange thing, and a thinkable thing for the disabled as well as non-disabled, that what are we giving to our society, and like only with say like we are very uh, sensitive towards person with disability. Are they are You are really you are. One more problem is like screen reader. uh, I raised the issue of a Google talkback in Google TTS around 2 years ago. One issue came. It is speaking 0 to O and E to A. A very strange problem in English India voice, only English India voice. Okay. So when I asked them, first they tell like it is also you are used to speak like that. I told we don't. We use only 0 to 0. We speak 0 to 0 only, and E to E only. We don't speak E to A. So this is a big mistake. This is a big problem for Indian users. So I raised this issue around 1 year ago, but it is not fixed by yet by Google. And Google is a tech giant, comes in top five company of technical sector, um, and billions of dollars they have. Very big company, but they are not serious about accessibility needs of their users. They are not serious about Indian users. They don't have all the languages of India. They means voices means TTS. And if we raise, they are not serious about our problem. They even don't provide beta program in India. They provide only Canada and USA. So what is main problem we are facing, like uh, mostly companies owned by western nations, western countries, and they don't think about us. uh, they don't, first focus on their country. They then they literally think about us. So we should also some type of technology, we should also get some type of screen reader, because in the end this is the data is also a valuable thing. Our data is maybe screen reader can read even credit card details. So our data is not maybe on the safe hand. So we should make government should make some type of screen reader that is safe totally safe, and our data is not come on the bad hand. And it is screen reader should be totally meets according to our needs, and it should uh, provide every needs of ours. We have limited screen readers in Google. In Android, we have only Google Talkback. In Samsung Mobile, we have only Samsung Talkback. Uh, if we talk about iPhone, we have only voiceover. We don't have a proper other screen reader who can meet our need. So we should make some type of screen reader who can fulfill all blind users need across the world. It is a big thing, right? Let's come on the solution what we can do. Like if any accessibility issue, okay, first come on the problem. Uh, if any company is not providing accessibility to their disabled user, so what happens? Let's come on the whatsapp app is mostly accessible, but whatsapp desktop is not accessible. There are so many screen reader incompatibility. So what happens, we can't use that whatsapp desktop. So like WhatsApp is very useful for us. If it is not accessible for the disabled, so we have to take help of non-disabled. So it is against our dignity when we have technology, when nowadays it can possible, like we don't need any non-disabled for this type of help. So why should we take help of them? Why companies are not serious about accessibility? Without any screen reader for a blind user, mobile is only a rectangular box, because we can't use mobile without any screen reader. uh, I hope I am able I am uh, I am raising the issues, you are understanding my points. Let's think about one day you become blind, and learn about screen reader, and screen reader is not fulfill properly your need. But through some type of tricks you are using that. And even though you learn screen readers of mobile, there are so many type of screen readers. For mobile is there different, for laptop is different. For laptop is NVDA, non visual desktop access, and Microsoft narrator. In Microsoft narrator comes on Microsoft narrator. Microsoft has a screen reader, but it is also not proper fulfilling our need. It is not fully developed. Microsoft also come on tech giant, but it is not also fulfilling their disabled user needs. Why companies are not serious about it means they are only thinking about charity, or due to low fear they are making this type of technology, but they are not so much serious about it. Why comes so you learn about for the laptop different screen reader, for mobile different screen reader, but due to is apps and website incompatibility, inaccessibility, you are not able to use. So what will you do? This is the time of digital world. So you have to take help of non-disabled for each and every work. It is not justiciable for the disabled. So if any developer is listening me, and will listen me, so what you can do, you can follow WCAG, Web Consortium Accessibility Guidelines. So if you will follow it, so it any website and app can become accessible for the disabled. um, they have proper guidelines about it, means you can how can you can make their app website accessible, fulfill need. And if you will follow these guidelines, first of all you will follow all the accessibility laws across the world. Second, you will make your platform more disable friendly, and you will get more users. Your user base will increase. As I told you, we are not less, we are more than 130 crores, 13 billions, 16% population. So it is a lot. So you should take care about us. You means any developer regarding app, they can also use Google accessibility scanner. So accessibility scanner app, so Google accessibility scanner app can tell small issues regarding accessibility. But you should, in the end you should do accessibility audit. So accessibility audit will provide accessibility tester. So accessibility tester will tell each and every problem regarding accessibility issues in your platform, and they will also try to fix it. They will tell what is the how can you fix it. If any disabled is facing any issue regarding accessibility in any platform, especially in apps, so what they can do, they can go on the Play Store, um, aware the developer to giving ratings. What I used to see, like if we give one rating, so develop that time only developer response. Sometimes they don't reply even. So um, until and unless they don't get any damage, they don't sensitive towards person with disability. This is the brutal truth. As per my experience, as per my friends um, observation, this is the reality. So you should give one rating. Play on the Play Store for the laptop, you means any store, means Microsoft Store, App Store, any store, you should first of all decrease the ratings. Then you should raise the issue of your accessibility. First of all you should tell who are you. Means if you are deaf, so you should write I am a person with speech impair. First you have to tell your identity. Second you should tell your problems. Like first of you should then you should tell your technology, which accessibility technology you are using. Let's suppose if a blind is writing, so blind should write I am using talkback, I am using voiceover, I am using NVDA narrator, etc. So they can know which technology you are using. Then you should tell the accessibility issues of their platform, like buttons are not labeled, visual capture is only there or not accessible capture, image description is not provided, um, etc. Then you should tell the solution, like what you can do. You can follow WCAG, comma, Google Accessibility Scanner app, comma, uh, that specific country law or universal law. Um, so they get the information. This is a law, proper law. So developer have to provide accessibility needs. Then in the end, you should write, I hope you will solve this issue. So a good gesture, right? So, same with you should first if you tried this, if they will not respond, so you should write on the Twitter, LinkedIn. these issues, email as well. So develop at least developer can get the issue. What happens, sometimes the developer are also not aware about our need. They don't think like any blind is using their platform, digital platform, because they think like a blind can't use a mobile laptop, yeah, or they think like if they are blind is using only they are using braille. So they are, if they are using braille, so they can't use our platform. So sometimes developers, if they get information, so they try to fix some. It happens with sensitive developers, but mostly think that we don't have much disabled users, so we will not provide. This is the reality. And you should also use public grievance portal of your country, so government also know when any developer is not uh, following accessibility guidelines, accessibility law, so government will also take action. Yeah. So the these type of things should be also covered in syllabus. Developers don't have whoever do the Python course, that things means coding things, they don't get information about it. So they should aware about disabled needs. They should know about WCAG. So they used to it, and they follow properly. They will not ignore disabled needs. uh, Political representation is also should there, means in so many countries disabled don't have proper political representation. Until and unless any disabled, sensitive disabled, educated disabled don't go in the uh, parliament, they don't make a rule according to a disabled need, uh, disabled problem will not solve easily, because non-disabled are not this is the reality. Non-disabled are not much, they don't know much about it, because they don't read about in the syllabus. We are not covered by any syllabus, because mostly books cover only women, SC, ST, OBC, LGBTQ, means in the India and marginalized community. They don't cover much about disabled because they think like disabled are so less. So that's why they even forget us in their memory. So they don't write us. Sometimes what's happens, so if any disabled chapters come on the books as well, so if any syllabus cut process happen, so they cut first the disabled chapter, because they think no one will raise any issue, and no one will ask any question from us. So they first of all they cut our syllabus, cut our chapter, because if they will cut other marginalized community chapters from the syllabus, they will get so many questions. Laws also should be strict, like laws are not very much strict. So if any company will violate any law, so company should get maximum possible punishment according to uh, company profit. First of all, each and every service provider should only release their service until and unless any accessibility audit happen. Means accessibility audit should be happen over their platform properly, and as any every accessibility needs of disabled should be fixed in the platform. That time only everything will become accessible. that that time should only be that products should come on the market. Until and unless products should not come in the market, this should be law proper. And if any company violate this law, so company should have maximum fear uh, that if they will violate this law, so their company can be shut down. Like what happens like take an example of Samsung. I have requested more than 500 times to Samsung for making their platform accessible, but they are not making. I asked from the customer experience manager to make their platform accessible. He told like we are following all the laws, and I am not we are not violating any law. I asked, okay, give me in written. He also gave this thing in written, that we are following all the laws, we are not violating any law. So you can think like more than 500 times requesting, not much improvement in the platform, and they are not giving any deadline. So how much they are harassing to us? How means how much means should we focus on these things? And means companies should also aware, means this company should aware. They on the Twitter you can see my profile, and you can see how much I wrote to Samsung at Sugamyata at the rate Sugamyata. You can see to Danik Bhaskar, to Google, to Samsung, to many others company. What happens? Hostar, Samsung, uh, YouTube, WhatsApp, all the tech giants have uh, many problems in accessibility. This is the thing of tech giants. If you talk about any normal app who don't have much user, so you can think how much they are accessible for person with disability. The thing is, they mostly platform is not accessible for the person with disability. We should write on change.org also for raising our issue. We can also go on the court, but what's the problem? Like mostly we are student, we are on in the uh, job, so we don't get much time to raise this issue. And the problem is money also. Like if we register any PIL, public interest PIL. So we have to go on the court as so we have to spend money, and we have to also go in the court for representing us one or two times at least. So and we have to give more time in these things. So this is problematic. Means procedure should be there, so any disabled issue will uh, listen properly by court. A judge should be sensitive towards person with disability. They should know aware. They should aware about accessibility needs. Yeah, like that. These type of things should be only possible when we will come together. If any single person raise this issue with of person with disability, so company don't think, they ignore, they don't reply. So this is also demotivating for person with disability. If person is raising this type of issue, um, because the person is not able to use that platform, and without that platform person is facing a problem in their study, in their job, in their day-to-day life. So companies should reply, they should not simply ignore. So if we come together, collective efforts, that time only these type of issue will solve by company. I will like to give a more example of YouTube as well. Like you all know about YouTube. So means how much platforms are inaccessible for person with disability. There is not audio description option in YouTube. How much videos you see in your day-to-day life, and video has audio description for person with blindness. You see rarely any audio description. Uh, Same with the subtitles, subtitles, caption, for the speech impaired. You see so many product review, how much cover accessibility. If any YouTuber tell this mobile is so much accessible for person with a person with a known disability, yeah, known disabled. So they like it has a very good screen view, very good display, very good audio, very good camera, but they don't care about disabled accessibility needs. They don't review any accessibility, like uh, how is the UI of the platform, uh, uh, buttons are properly labeled or not, image description are available in the admin post or not. They don't care about it, and no one is caring about means rarely non-disabled are caring about us. They simply ignoring our accessibility needs, and they simply are ignoring. Awareness should be happen regarding this. Newspapers should cover about us, um, about our need. They don't much cover. This is also a issue. This is also an issue. So that's why non-disabled are not aware about us. Yeah. Uh, that's all from my side. Thank you so much. I hope I made some sense. And again, I am sorry for my bad English. And I hope, yeah, you understood my points. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ashutosh, for talking for bringing out some critical points regarding accessibility from an infrastructural and digital and on the digital space. It's these the points you have raised are are very crucial and pretty timely, because often we have seen that that whenever buildings and mobile apps, websites, etc. are created, disabled like the accessibility features focused on persons with disabilities are often afterthought of sorts. Like it's never it's never really it's never really seen as कि हाँ इसको ज्यादा अटेंशन देने की जरूरत है. Like you pointed out कि accessibility is not charity, it's law. but but it seems to be the other way around. So thank you so much, Ashutosh, for giving that for talking about these critical points. uh, so मेरा एक सवाल ये है कि आपने वेब एक्सेसिबिलिटी गाइडलाइंस की बात की. सो सो उसमें भी सो उसमें उसके विद इन 3 कंप्लायंसेस है, जो कि है ए ए कंप्लायंस, ए डबल ए कंप्लायंस एंड ट्रिपल ए कंप्लायंस. तो तो इन तीनों कंप्लायंसेस के बीच में क्या अंतर है वेब?
Ma'am, I don't know. Sorry, I am not aware much about it. What I do, I try to solve these type of accessibility issues on the route, but I am properly not aware about accessibility uh, guidelines because I didn't did any type of accessibility testing course, accessibility study. Yeah, thank you. But your question is very valuable and very thoughtable.
also also आपने accessibility audit के बारे में बात की, क्योंकि एक्सेसिबिलिटी ऑडिट को कंडक्ट करना बहुत क्रूशल है एक डेवलपमेंटल स्टेज में, या इवन बीच में भी, टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कहाँ गैप्स वो है जहाँ एक पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी नहीं उस फीचर को वो नहीं नेविगेट कर पाएगा। अगर कोई कंपनी में या कहीं पे भी कोई ऑडिट वो करना चाहिए, तो फिर हाउ कैन दे हाउ कैन दे कन्विंस वो हाउ कैन दे कन्विंस द मैनेजर और एनी अपर अथॉरिटी में किसी को भी टू कन्विंस देम कि हाँ, एक्सेसिबिलिटी ऑडिट कंडक्ट करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है।
First of all, a person who wants to convince their higher authority, even if any disabled or non-disabled wants to convince developer higher authority to make their platform accessible, so they should first of all tell population of disabled, like population of disabled is more than 130 crores, so it matters. um, Probably platform authority will think like probably disabled is using our platform and they are facing issues in their platform, and they should also think like if their platform is not accessible, so they get a negative publicity, so they will think definitely about it. Second thing, like a person should raise the issue of like if they will follow uh, accessibility law and guidelines, so they will not get any legal issue in future. They will safeguard from it, and they will also make an example for others company that they are following all the accessibility guidelines law. Um so others company will also get motivation from them. um, Third thing is a direct in the end their user base will increase. What we see, like if any companies is accessible for person with disability, their user will increase automatically, and even their non-disabled gets more features. As I told, if any audio description is available in any video, so that is all not only useful for person with blindness, it is also useful for non-disabled. So non-disabled can use that audio description when non-disabled is traveling, uh, when they are uh, reading any other stuff, they are seeing any stuff, so they can enjoy that video from audio description, and they at the same time they don't get much stress, they don't give stress on their eyes. They can also face same experience of person with blindness. This is a thing. And if any video has a proper subtitles, um, um, v- uh, detailed captions for person with speech impair, so any non-disabled also can use, like any they will get beneficial when there is a noisy environment, when they can't understand that language, so that they can use that caption. uh, they can know even spelling of the word. So if there is a hard word, and they can know spelling as well. They can use that transcribe. When they don't have much time, they can simply read that transcribe and use that.
थैंक यू थैंक यू आशुतोष बहुत ही क्रूशल बहुत ही अच्छा अच्छा आंसर था एंड एंड बहुत ही क्रूशल था वो आंसर आंसर आपका ताकि उससे जो कि आई होप कि लोग इसको एज अ हिंट ले कि हाँ एक पर्सन विद डिसेबिलिटी के लिए एक्सेसिबिलिटी बहुत ही ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है और बहुत क्रूशल है कि वो and they and they do not deserve to be left out of of any system or service. So uh,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
thank you so much Ashutosh to